Hi guys. So this is going to be my very first recorded collective read. I've been wanting to start doing this for the collective because I feel like becoming aware of collective energies is so useful for personal development and just overall awareness. I feel like a lot of people, we tend to have this attitude towards other people that, we're the only ones going through what we're going through, and it can be so hard, going through the motions of everything. But we are all a collective consciousness here on earth, and whether we would like to recognize it or not, that does affect us, all of us together, at a collective level. All of us as individuals tend to actually go through similar things during certain periods, whether it be because of certain astrological transits, which do affect us as a collective consciousness, or whether it be, whatever, we are affected by the collective energy as a collective. And so through these collective reads, we read, the themes that are predominant right now, what source would like us to know, what source would like us to work on. Now remember, source is the universe, it's God. I happen to refer to it as source, spirit, but really it's the essence of love, where we all reside, where we all come from. At the end of the day, we are all spiritual beings having a human experience. That's what we are at the core, and that is why we are all much more interconnected, more than we would like to admit, more than we would like to recognize. So again, through this collective read, we're just going to be taking a look at what the predominant themes are right now, what source would like you to be aware of right now, etc., etc. So yeah, right away, as of lately, I've talked about this a little bit on my page, but I was feeling a lot of just green heart chakra energy, like adventurine vibes, serpentine vibes in regards to crystals. Just a lot of transformation, a lot of, I think, reconnecting back to the heart, since the green color is associated also with the heart chakra. But yeah, a lot of transformation vibes I'm feeling from the collective, a lot of transmutation of energies, where I feel like people are beginning to actually want to prioritize their growth and themselves, in regards to their own authenticity and such. So yeah, that's predominantly what I've been picking up on. But we're gonna go ahead and get some messages here. By the way, I'm gonna turn a little bit to the side because I'm going to be reading from this side over here to have more space. I don't really have much space in front of me right now, so if you see me awkwardly go to the side here, it's because of that. I'm gonna also try to be showing you guys the cards that come out. But yeah, we'll just see how that goes. So I'm just gonna draw some messages right now to, here, let's see, let's just keep it very open right now. In regards to what the collective is feeling right now, clear and accurate messages, only source. Okay, we had a lot of them come out, and sometimes source just likes doing that, but I do get some flipped. So we're just gonna go ahead and take these back and look at the ones that came out flipped over here. So we have shadow, positive movement forward, conflict, and defeat. So yeah, this shadow card right here, very connected to the moon, this type of energy, and it has, again, to do with delusion. Not so much delusion, but more like the shadow self, the aspect of ourselves that are and can be a little bit hard to look at sometimes. And so I feel like source right now is asking for us to tap in a little bit more with this. What aspects of ourselves truly do need to be addressed at the end of the day in order for us to take more of a positive movement forward. It's going to be from looking at these shadows, whether it be toxic attachments, bad habits, something that is holding you back from your full potential, from your full amount of drive that you can have to you being truly connected to your higher self. What is holding you back from that? Sometimes it can even be yourself, whether it be you talking down on yourself, you doubting yourself, you bringing yourself to this state of mind. Yeah, heart chakra. So again, it really does go back to bringing yourself back to the heart, to love connection at the end of the day within yourself, right? That's the most important thing. But you have to be willing to do this work, shadow work, to be able to take that positive movement forward, which you will be doing. You will eventually have to, it will eventually all have to come to this, and it's gonna get handled. Right now, there could be feelings of conflict and defeat, you feeling like you failed at something, you feeling defeated, you feeling self-conscious, you know, moments of change, moments of unclarity, but it's like, don't worry, it's all going to be fine. It's just a matter of bringing yourself back to authenticity, back to love. And again, how can you bring yourself back to that? It really is about mindfulness, you guys, and living a life that works with you. What makes you happy during your day? What do you like doing? What makes you feel like yourself? In moments when you're alone, in moments when no one is around you, what truly makes you happy? You know, are you holding on to codependencies out of fear of happiness, even out of fear that it could be okay without holding on to this? Because let me tell you, it very much could be. It very much could be. I'm seeing that through tapping back into your heart connection, through, you know, continuing to do that work on yourself, through expressing gratitude every day, through romanticizing your life. All of those things get you back to your heart chakra connection. And at the end of the day, that's where most of your growth will happen, right? But let's take a look at other messages here. Source, what would... friendship and union. So right now, this could be a time of strengthening of bonds, whether it be with friends, whether it be with family, whether it be with, you know, your people, you know, those around you. I feel like Source is letting you know you don't have to do this alone. And right now you're in a place where you have people around you can trust. These people genuinely have your highest intention in mind. But keep in mind, you do also have to be discerning still. This doesn't mean, you know, be careless about your friendships or anything like that. But it's basically telling you, you know, we've put people along your path that you can really trust. You can really take their advice. And it's just a matter of you opening yourself up to that. You can really benefit from those types of connections here, I'm seeing. It's just overall meant to bring you more support, a sense of greater union. If you feel like you've been, you know, struggling with friendships and stuff like that, I feel like they're letting you know it's going to be okay. It doesn't matter if, you know, you feel like you don't have plenty of friends or something like that. If you've been thinking that, they're basically letting you know it's okay. The people that you do have around you care about you very much, and they want to see you thrive. You know, there's a strengthening with the energy with that, with friendship and union. Okay, yeah, so we have take a step back, yes, transformation, and trust the universe. So right now, they're basically letting you know you're safe to trust in the plan. You're heading in the right direction. It's just a matter of taking a step back, not becoming too attached to the outcome of things. If you've been having a question in mind, a yes or no question, this right here is the yes to that. It's a very positive yes, though. It's a very positive yes. And it's just basically, I feel like there has to be a choice made here. Or you've been wondering if you made the right choice on something. And it's, Source is basically letting you know, yes, this change is meant to bring forth growth, transformation, enlightenment, authenticity, you tapping into your greater purpose more, you tapping into your inner light more. I really hope these cards are showing up, by the way. If it's too bright, I'm sorry. I'm barely figuring out this whole, you know, setup thing. But really, I feel like there's good things coming here. There's always good that comes from transformation. It's just a matter really of going through the changes, going through the motions, and learning to observe rather than react a lot of the time. Learning to observe rather than react a lot of the time on things really does make a big difference, you know. And they're basically letting you know, take a step back, okay? Take a step back. Look at things from a greater perspective. Make sure you're tapping into your higher self to make decisions. Tapping into your higher self to, you know, gain more clarity, gain more guidance. How can we do that? Meditation is a great way of going about doing that. I'm always going to say that. But really there's a divine sacred plan at work here. So if you've been overly worried about something, whether something is going to work out or not, they are letting you know it is going to work out. Just have trust. Learn to detach right now. Learn to go through the phases of life, even though I know sometimes it can feel very hard to do that. I absolutely get it. You know, the need to be in control, right? The ego need to be in control. The need to be on top of everything and just know how everything is going to play out. But that's not how it's meant to be a lot of the time. You know, I wish it was for all of us. But sadly, that's not really the case. Okay, so I'm going to draw some cards from my Mary Magdalene deck as well. Yeah. Oh my god. It really does go back to the heart chakra, I'm telling you guys. Like, it really does. Love. It's such a cliche message, but I really understand it. You know, if you've been overly worrying, if you've been wondering if it's going to be okay, I know I keep saying this, but it's like, they're really letting you know that right now, just your main priority should be tapping back into love, into appreciation, because I feel like things are going to be more okay than you think. Gaia, little children. And by the way, also another thing I forgot to say about this card here is that it also talks about the deepening of relationships. So if you've been wondering about a certain relationship, whether it be a love partner or a friend, this card also talks about and is referring to the deepening of that bond in the near future or even right now. But yeah, the deepening of bonds, you know, a focus on love, that can also be referring to that. With Gaia and little children here, so we have the card Gaia, which Mother Earth energy, of course, divine feminine. With this card here, we see the need to further be tapping into the divine feminine. So if right now, how can I better word this? There's a lot of importance right now in strengthening the divine feminine within all of us, whether male or female. The divine feminine basically talks about our intuition, our feelings, you know, truly feeling things. And I know a lot of the time that can be very hard, right? It's easy to distract yourself. It can be easy to numb yourself through, you know, whatever. But there's importance in feeling the things that you're supposed to feel. There's importance in connecting to Mother Earth, Gaia, intuitive, divine feminine energy, whether both, you know, male or female. It doesn't matter. As humans, we're all meant to be doing this. And it's especially right now during times of, you know, transformation, where tapping back into the heart chakra is really the answer to further bring ourselves back to a state of healing, back to a state of authenticity and joy and peace, really. And then with little children here, we have a need to also connect to the child self, the young self. You know, when you look back at children and when you look back at your own childhood, if you look back on your own childhood, you will find the real you. You know, before everything happened, before all of the trauma happened, who were you at that time? Looking back on those moments, what did you like to do? How did you act like? What were your hobbies? What brought you genuine joy and happiness? And what made you feel alive? When you look back on those things, you'll really find that you really do find yourself. It's just a matter of going through the process of that. I'm actually thinking about making a video on how to go about healing the inner child. I think that's very important for all of us, everyone, every person. All of us carry trauma from childhood. All of us carry trauma from our past. Obviously, it's different for all of us, but the child self is the free self. The child self expresses itself without caring about judgment, without caring about, you know, the outside world. It just wants to do because it wants to do. It wants to express. That's the childlike wonder, right? If you know, you know. But it's very important to be doing that and to go about it in such a way to where you are tapping into your childlike wonder, to where you are tapping into your child self, where you create, you do, you express in such a way that is authentic and not fearful, like a child would. That's important. That's important. Doing that for yourself and for just everyone around you. It really does benefit everyone at the end of the day. Just to kind of finish up, I'm going to draw some messages from my little oracle decks here that I have made. Source, what last messages do you have for the collective? What last messages do you have for the collective? Yeah, so root chakra. I'm not even going to try showing these because honestly they're very small and I feel like my camera is just too reflective right now. But we have root chakra, artsy. They mistook my kindness for weakness, observing but not reacting, kind of like what I was talking about earlier there. Sits, the number sits. The second house, voice, style, possessions, mouth, tongue, throat, and creative. Okay, so if you're watching this video right now, Source wants you to know that you're a very artsy person. You create very easily. Okay, I feel like a lot of people that resonate with me tends to be artsy, to be honest, and I very much love that. But Source wants you to know that you're very creative, you're very connected to Mother Earth energy, very artsy, very loving, harmonious person. That's what I see with the number 6 too. You know, much like the life path sits, the number 6 is connected to harmony, to just such loving, empathetic energy. That's what I think of when I see the number 6 here. Then we have, again, like I was saying, observing but not reacting. So take a step back from the situation that you're in right now. If you find yourself struggling, just take a step back, look at things from a higher perspective, nurture yourself from a higher perspective, connect with your higher self for them to but communicate with you. I receive messages kind of like messages that way, so that's why I said that, I think. But you know, the higher self is always there and it's always willing to communicate, but you have to honor it. You have to honor it. That's how the higher self comes through. If you keep repressing it, if you keep ignoring it, suppressing it, you're kind of doing yourself a disservice there. So don't do that. You know, make sure you're tapping into that. So with the second house here, like I was saying, this is a house of, I would like to view it as the money house sometimes. It is ruled by Taurus, and Taurus again is everything to do with aesthetic in my eyes, much like Libra kind of, but Taurus I associate it more with just self-care, you know, very much Venus ruled. And so the second house talks about your possessions, you know, how you like to do your makeup, your aesthetic, the vibe you give off in regards to that, how you make money, the voice. So because we have this message here, it could be that part of your purpose has to do with the way you portray yourself and the way you speak. You know, it can do a lot about that. Or I'm also seeing that the way your aesthetics, the way you come off to people, your voice, that could also very much attract people your way. That also makes you more magnetic. That attracts others about you. So that's something that Source wants you to know as well. If you've been wondering, you know, what it is that I'm good at, what are part of my talents, I'm seeing that in itself really does help you as well. Yeah, and it could help you go about making more money, right? They mistook my kindness for weakness. So I feel like you're the type of people that it doesn't matter what you've gone through, you're still yourself, you still remain yourself, and that's very admirable. And Source wants you to know that you don't have to change who you are out of fear of other people. If other people want to be bitter, if other people want to act childish or act a certain way, you don't have to go along with that current. You can very much just, you know, put your boundaries down and act accordingly. You don't have to be afraid. You don't have to have a wall up all the time, even if others did you bad in the past. I feel like Source wants to let you know that it's gonna be okay. You don't have to lower your standards. You don't have to, you know, like backtrack. You're safe to just continue doing the work. I see good things coming here because we got so many love messages as well. Very transformative vibes in regards to that. If you've been doing more self-work, I'm seeing that will be paying off for you. Most definitely, I'm seeing the strengthening of bonds in regards to family, in regards to friendships, and overall unions. Right now, it's just a matter of trusting, okay? Detaching, letting it go. You can very much enjoy the process of things from a detached point of view. It doesn't have to be, you know, so depressing. It doesn't have to be torture. It's just really a matter of allowing yourself to go through the changes. You know, sometimes it is going to be a little bit difficult, but it does pay off and you do feel better from it. And truly making peace with the shadow self, with the aspects of yourself that you've repressed for so long, with the aspects of yourself that you've been denying or holding back from. Make peace with that and embrace that and honor your true self, honor your higher self, connect back to your higher self. If you've been neglecting that, they want you to come back to yourself. They want you to come back to your authentic self. Your authentic self is always there with you. That's something that never leaves you. that's something that never leaves you and that is always there whenever you're ready to tap back into it. If you go, you know, a period of time disconnecting, or if you find yourself, you know, falling back into sadness, it's okay to take a step back, and it's okay to bounce back, and you will bounce back. That's what Source wants you to know. So trust in the universe. Right now, it's just like I was saying from the beginning, really, I called it, this is just a time of transformation. Time of transformation, time of leveling up, time of finally releasing. If you've been wondering, you know, if you did the right thing, or if you should be doing that, releasing is the way to go, whether it be limiting beliefs, people that are not serving you, things that are not serving you. There will be positive movement forward at the end of the day from all of this I'm seeing here for you. So this is actually a really good message. This is actually a very good message. It's very encouraging. Again, we got the yes. So they're basically letting you know things are going to be fine. If you've been having doubts on something, it'll be okay. Okay, so I feel like, let's see if I'm getting anything else. I feel like that's everything. I'm gonna go ahead and end it here, you guys. This was very random, but I very much got the urge to do this, and this is my first video, so if it was a little bit, you know, I'm trying, okay? I never thought I would be doing videos at all, but as of lately, honestly, I'm feeling more drawn to it. I feel like I want to spread this, and a little bit, you know, a different way. Sometimes typing out all of the messages and stuff, it can get a little bit tiring, so this also is a little bit more convenient in regards to that. And thank you so much if you stuck around until the end. I love you so much, and I'll see you next time.